You said like it took 3.5 years to get to that point where, things started ticking over and you started actually making some money out of this.
Right.
What were some of the key changes that happened around that 3.5 year period?
Man, what's funny is like when I get to talking about it, it feels like a blur to me a bit. Like it's hard to even remember what I did pre-profitability. But I think that what I can say is actually putting in the time. When you're playing with it, it won't really work, I'd say. But when you actually put in the time, you'd be surprised how much time you have to put in on the forefront and how little time you have to put in now. It's so funny. I can get on like today. I got on at 8:28 a.m. right when I got home from the gym. I was out by 8:58, and that was the day. $2,000.
It's completely sort of like it flips everything on its head. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. It's
No,
almost
it really doesn't.
it's I suppose it could be you could look at it like it's sports. People put in a ton of time on the training pitch. If you're playing whatever field sport, you're
Right.
probably professionally you're on a training pitch 3 or 4 days out of the week, maybe doing extra stuff as well. Then you play for an hour and a half or whatever, two
Of
hours,
course.
etc. So
Of
it's
course.
kind of that same theory. So do you want to talk us through the first time you sort of broke that barrier and you kind of were like, damn, I've actually have got a decent withdrawal here. I'm starting to pay back some of the expenses that I incurred to get
It's
here. Can you talk us through that?
it's funny because when I first started, I used to hear about people losing like I lost 75,000 before I finally started understanding. I lost 100,000. And what was nice was the fact that I was in college. I didn't have that much to lose. So I would win $300-$400 here, lose 1,000. I would win three, four, five, $600 here, lose 600. Like it was never I'm losing 50 grand or 100 grand. So that actually helped me in the long run because I probably started out maybe -10, maybe -15,000 max. But then last year I found a $14,000 payout through Apex. And when I hit that $14,000 payout through Apex with having seven $50,000 accounts, being able to withdraw 2,000 from each account, that's where it was like that. There's a bill. There it is.
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
now I can't unsee it. And I'm sure we'll dive into the prop firm space versus the personal side of things. But what prop firms has allowed you to do is hit that home run by accumulating base hits. The home run comes by accumulating small, consistent, profitable days.
Yeah, and just on that payout, so it's quite interesting. A lot of people that I sort of come across, they get to the point where they get funded, and the rules kind of adjust a little bit, especially in the future space around when you're funded and you've got to now get the payouts, and it becomes a little bit harder. Can you talk us through how that all sort of unfolded for you? Did you have to have a couple of goes at it, or was it something once you
So,
cracked it, you're like, damn, I've got this now? It's actually not that hard.
so I think it's all about perspective. So with these prop firms, they do often adjust their rules. But you do have to look at the upside as opposed to the downside of, okay, I could trade my own money and put that at risk, or I could play by their rules. So 2 years ago, I was rug pulled by one of the major props when I had $650,000 in funding. I just knew that this was it. I knew that I was going to make 10% a month and that I was going to be rolling in it.
Yeah.
But as soon as I got $650,000 of funding, I promise you, we had to switch to DX trade. DX trade went down, all the props went down, what have you. So, Apex specifically, I remember they switched their model from you can withdraw 2,000 of the 2,600 when you reach the $2,600 profit target to you can only withdraw 500.
Now, futures traders, Blue Guardian can fund you up to $450k backed by weekly payouts, and because they sponsor Birmingham City FC, you know you're onto a winner. Go take a look at blueguardianfutures.com or click the link in the description.
So at first I was like, this is terrible. I got to make all this money and I can only withdraw such a little bit. The trader I am now appreciates that so much.
Right.
Because I'll tell you why. On Top One and Tradeify and most all these other props, you have to reach a 6% profit target now. I only go for the 150k accounts. So being that I only go for the 150k accounts, I now have to reach 9,000 and I can only withdraw either 3,000 or 3,500. Okay, a woe is me trader would say, man, I had to make 9,000 and withdraw 3,000, but it actually helped my buffer for when I did get to that. And that's why I was able to make the second payout and the third payout. And now that's why I'm live.
Right. Okay. So you got the 500, and then you were like, actually, now my psychology is kind of more on point to get the
So
next
at first
payout.
it was dang. At first it was dang because you're
Yeah.
so open to. I want the money right now. I made
Mm.
2,600. I want that right now. Man, I was a woe is me trader. I was when I make this 2,600. I want to withdraw 2,000, and whatever happens after that, I'm cool with it. I would blow the account. Obviously, it's $600 worth of drawdown. So I think that it's funny. Discipline over dopamine. Jay Dunn always says that. The discipline of having that buffer actually helps you because you have to maintain consistent trading after just reaching the first payout. And I think that when I was withdrawing that 2,000 from the 2,600, it was great, of course. And I mean, as many as accounts you had, you can withdraw 2,000 times however many accounts.
Mm.
But the actual traders that have discipline over the long term, it's actually helpful in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah. And in terms of like, I suppose futures and setting a set risk management or having a set risk management approach, how did you do that? How did you work your way around it?
So I'm not one to say I'm not gonna lose more than this, or I'm gonna only make this and then I'll stop. I'm more of a, like I said, Roger Banks, 1 to 2 trades a day. If I get my one trade, whether that's a win or a loss, you all you have to do is stay in the game. That's the thing that people don't understand about these prop firms. In prop trading, you just have to stay alive. So on my top one accounts, I think I was up to 123 days or something like that before I finally got to live. So that's 123 days to make over $30,000 while everyone's just trying to get the 7 days or the 10 days. That's how they get you. Like that's legitimately how they get you. I had to pay $1,300 one time to make $30,000 in the span of 4 months.
Mm.
Which would you rather do? Spend 5, 6, 7 grand to maybe make 14, or spend 1,300 one time, take 120 days and make 30?
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah, and I think it is a bit of a psychological thing around, I've paid for my month, and then at the end of the month I'm going to have to pay again and probably a higher amount, and so it's like, well, now I'm going to rush through, or you even get yourself so screwed over in your head that you go like 3 days into the month, you're like, I got to hurry up, man. Why are these trades not hitting? And then it's like, hang on a sec. I've got another 27 days left. What's going on here? And it's
exactly. So, and that's what I found. So, I mean, even the consistency rule, like people are gung ho on hating the consistency rule. And I'm like, why are you trying to make so much in a day anyway? Because the same way you can make it is the same way you can lose it.
Yeah.
So I have 150K accounts. I took $430 across 5 Tradeify accounts today in one move. I was good. I just called it a day. You know, it's one of those things where small base hits and avoiding the big loss are what keep you in the game. I have 4 notes across my screen here. One is make it tomorrow, live to fight another day. One is keep losses small. One is one good trade, and one is new purpose. So I mean, if you can take one good trade, keep your losses small, and literally make it to tomorrow, that's all it's really about in this prop firm game. It's so gamified that it, like you said, the psychology is where people blow it.